Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, Sloka 66, Part 37. Sarva-dharmān parityajya, mām ekaṁ śaraṇaṁ vraja, ahaṁ sarva-pāpebhyo, mokṣayiṣyāmi ma śucaḥ. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This sloka, the entire Bhagavad Gita, considered to be very famous. Many great acharyas have concentrated mostly on this charma sloka because it is a secret sloka which has invaluable hidden truth. Each and every word within the sloka has so much secret and valuable truth. Krishna, during his time in this world, gave this Gita Upadesha to all people, keeping Arjuna as an instrument. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is make us to come to a point of complete surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Two means by which one can do this, either through bhakti yoga or by śaraṇagati. We learned what is bhakti yoga from 7th to 12th chapter, and over here we again focused on bhakti yoga to understand the difference between śaraṇagati and bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga was highly difficult even for Arjuna. Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, asked him, to all of us in fact, to perform śaraṇagati, also known as prapatti, as a means of God realization. Bhakti yoga is a constant meditation without any break, as constant as the flow of an unbroken stream of oil from the hole in the bottom of a vessel filled with oil, with unsurpassed love on the essential nature, the quality and the form of Krishna, by the aid of any one of the 32 vidyas prescribed in the Upanishads. Such constant meditation is obviously difficult for the people of Kali Yuga, and that is why Krishna pointed out the presence of another means of attaining him from the Upanishad, that is śaraṇagati. By now, hopefully, we understand that bhakti is very much different from bhakti yoga. Bhakti is must for anyone. Any devotees, a Vaishnava, should certainly have bhakti in the sense of rendering devotional service, in chanting, studying the scriptures, traveling yatras. All these services should be done for the pleasure of the Lord, and the fruits of these services are to be submitted to Krishna. Therefore, there is no question, there is no doubt in the authenticity, authority of bhakti. All scripture speaks great about bhakti. The concern is not about bhakti, it is about bhakti yoga, as mentioned in the Upanishad, to completely focus one's thoughts on Krishna. Śaraṇagati is a point where one helplessly surrenders unto Krishna, accepting the inability to satisfy the demands of bhakti yoga. Irrespective of whether it is bhakti yoga or śaraṇagati, for one to attain the spiritual world, Krishna's lotus feet, one must get rid of all the sins. And these sins are classified into two: sanchita karma and prarabdha karma. Sanchita karmas are those karmas which are in savings account, whereas prarabdha karma is a part of sanchita karma which is in checking account, that which is in flight, meaning in action. Once the prarabdha karma is over, again a part of sanchita karma becomes prarabdha karma and one has to go through that karma. It is said in Chandogya Upanishad, Tasya tāvadeva chiram yavan na vimokṣaye. As long as the body exists, one will not be able to attain moksha. For the bhakti yoga nishta, the body exists as long as the prarabdha karma exists. When the prarabdha karma is finished, then he attains the supreme abode. In the starting of the sloka, we saw various explanations to the sloka, and one of the explanation is anga prapatti, surrendering to the lotus feet of the Lord to remove the sanchita karma, seeking help to the Lord to remove our sanchita karma, which is moksha virodhi. Otherwise, one will not be able to attain moksha. That means, for bhakti yoga nishta, prarabdha karma is not destroyed. Answer is no. Only for those who have performed śaraṇagati, the Lord helps one to remove prarabdha karma as well. That we will see later as we go further deep into this subject. So the very first thing we need to know is for bhakti yoga nishta, sanchita karma is what get removed at the time of death. Their prarabdha karma remains as it is, untouched by the Lord, for the bhakti yoga nishta to experience and drain it as the life goes. For those who are hearing this for the first time and new to certain words, karma has multiple meanings. In this context, karma means a reaction of our past deeds, which is what classified into two, sanchita karma and prarabdha karma. We do good actions in our life, we do bad actions in our life. Good ones are good karmas, punya karmas. Bad ones are papa karmas. Karma also means activity, actions, acts. So there is good acts and bad acts. When we do good acts, we get good reaction, which is called karma, punya karma. When we do bad action, it produces papa karma. And these things either stay in the savings account of our karma bank called sanchita karma, or maybe in our checking account called prarabdha karma. So the question is, when does the Lord remove the sanchita karma? Likewise, when does the Lord remove the prarabdha karma, if at all he removes prarabdha karma? This topic, the subject is so very important. Otherwise, we simply and blindly say all the karmas are removed. As soon as we become a bhakta, as soon as we surrender unto the Lord. But that's not what it is. That is why it is important to know this subject. Sanchita karma are also known as anārabdha karyam. Anārabdha means that which is not started yet, started giving the results of our previous deeds. Ārabdha karyams means those karmas which started giving its fruits to us. That is generally known as prarabdha karma. For the bhakti yoga nishta, it is only the sanchita karma, the savings account of our karma, is removed off, not the prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma one must go through the reactions and finish it. Whereas for one who has surrendered, Sharanagata, the Lord removes both sanchita karma and prarabdha karma. Let's first have this basic understanding clear in our mind. Now, let's first focus on the Bhakti Yoga Nishtha to understand when does the Lord remove one's sanchita karma. And then later we'll understand how the Lord removes sanchita karma and prarabdha karma for Sharanagata. For this, we have to turn the pages of Brahma Sutra. In the 4th Adhyaya, first pada, which is known as Tadadigama Adhikaranam, the sutra says, Tadadigama Uttara Purvardhayor Aslisha Vinaso Tad Vyapadeshat. Tadadigama means when one attains the stage of parajnana, that is, darshana samanakara sakshatkara. In Bhakti Yoga, the 3 stages, Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti. We have learned about this as well in previous sessions. As one continuously engaged in dhyana nishtha, one gets Atma Darshana, vision of the self, which is also known as self-realization. The experience of the Atma Anubhava. By the Atma Sakshatkara, one gets Parabhakti. Parabhakti leads one to Parajnana, and Parajnana leads one to Paramabhakti. In Parajnana stage is where one gets to see the Lord in the heart. It is as good as seeing the Lord in person. But this is not in person. One sees the Lord in their heart. This stage is Parajnana stage. This is the stage where one dhyana, one meditation is very focused without any break, like that of the oil which pours from a vessel. And this stage is said to be the starting of the upasana, getting close to the Lord. Uttara Purvadhayor. The sutra says there are before and after. The sins are separated before and after. Purvagha means sins committed before the stage of parajnana, upasana. Uttaraga is sins committed after upasana, out of inattentiveness. As we said earlier, our focus right now is on Bhakti Yoga Nishtha. We have to see how this whole thing works for Sharanagata when he performs Sharanagati. Over there we will see sins committed before Sharanagati and sins committed after Sharanagati. Now let's focus on Bhakti Yoga Nishtha. So the sins of 2 classes, Purvagha, sins committed before the stage of Parajnana, which is said Upasana. Uttaraga, sins committed after Upasana, out of inattentiveness, because no one after attaining this stage will commit sins knowingly, purposely. It must be without one's knowledge. Those sins are classified under Uttaraga. Tadadigama, Uttara, Purvadhayor. Now these 2 sins, how does they get removed? Aslisha Vinasaha. In 2 ways. Vinasaha means destruction. Aslishaha means not being clinged to the person. Purvaga, sins committed before Upasana, the Lord burns, destroys the Purvaga, as cotton get burnt by fire. Uttaraga, the sins committed after Upasana, out of inattentiveness, the Lord removes them like water on the lotus flower, which never sticks to it. They are thrown away with no trace of mark. How it is said so? Tad Vyapadeshat, because it is mentioned in the Shastras, in the Upanishad. In Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, Tadyatha ishikattulam agno protam praduyate evam hasya sarve-pāpebhyo praduyante. It says, like the cotton thrown into the fire get burnt completely, the sins committed before parajnana upasana are burnt into ashes. What about uttaraga? Where is the reference for that? Where the sins committed after upasana out of inattentiveness are removed? Again, in Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, Tadhyata pushkara palasha apaha slisyante evam vidhi papam karma na slishyata. Like how the drop of water never sticks to the lotus flower, similarly, the sins committed out of inattentiveness after upasana will be removed off from his account with no traces. Easy way of remembering this is referring to Valmiki Ramayana, when Lord Rama, along with his brother Lakshmana, went into the forest with sage Vishwamitra. There Lord Ramachandra faced two Rakshasas, Subhahu and Maricha. Subhahu he destroyed, he killed him, whereas Maricha he threw him away to a far distance. Likewise, those sins which were committed before the stage of upasana, purvaga, they are all destroyed totally. Whereas those sins which are committed after the upasana due to inattentiveness, those are thrown away to a far distance. This is the first and foremost basic understanding that we need to have about how the karmas are handled before and after upasana, that is perfecting oneself in bhakti yoga, when they attain the stage of parajnana. Now let's see an important question that may arise. In this verse, sarva-dharmān parityajya, what Krishna says very clearly is sarva-pāpebhyo. Sarva means all. Pāpebhyo means sins. That means all the sins are destroyed. And also we quoted from Brahma Sutra that purvaga and uttaraga, previous and after sins, are also destroyed and removed, respectively. That means there is no talk about punya karmas, the good karmas. What about those punya karmas? Will that stay, or will that also get destroyed? Because there is no mention of anything to do with punya karmas. Let's understand that in our next session. Ideally, this whole subject that we are discussing here must be one complete session, but that may go very long. Therefore, we have to break this down. So the request to the listener is to make sure each of this session that we are seeing under sarva-pāpebhyo is clearly understood, and if possible, notes are taken so one can connect from one session to the another session to make complete sense on how the karmas are dealt in the life of bhakti yogi and sharanagata. The reason we say bhakti yoga and sharanagata, not two as one, because bhakti yogi surrenders as well, but for him to get help from the Lord for his spiritual progress, so he can mature and attain the highest stage of bhakti. So in his case, sharanagati is anga and bhakti yoga is angi. For sharanagata, sharanagati is angi, bhakti is not even anga. This is very important to understand. The reason that he is performing surrender is because he accepts he cannot do bhakti yoga. Therefore, bhakti yoga does not become as an anga for sharanagata. But certainly bhakti is needed. Let's not get confused with these terms. So what we have seen today is, for Bhakti Yogi, the Sanchita karma is removed, where Prarabdha karma is not removed. For Sharanagata, both Sanchita karma and Prarabdha karma are removed. Sanchita karmas are also known as Anarabdha karyam, which has not started giving its result, whereas Prarabdha karma are called as Arabdha karyams, those karmas which started to give its fruits. Then we saw that when a person attains the stage of parajnana, when he attains the vision of the Lord in the heart, his previous committed sins are all burnt into ashes, like the cotton is burnt by the fire. And any sins he commits after that stage of parajnana and before attaining the moksha, those sins that are done out of inattentiveness will not stick to the person, like a water on a lotus flower which does not stick to the leaf. In our next session, we'll learn about the punya karya, punya karmas. Thank you. Hare Krishna.